Hey guys, so I have never been more excited to do an update, and I'll tell you why. Because I am doing an update not just for the GT community, but for the GRP community. And that to me is exciting because I am a massive fan of Grape, the blockchain itself. Um, I am probably the biggest fan you could ever have. And I'll tell you why. Because when I stumbled upon the two pager for Grape, I'm like, this blockchain is literally going to be the biggest thing that ever hits crypto. And I'll tell you why. Because it I mean, literally, it's one thing. It's 1,000 transactions per second per user node. I mean, like, all it takes to do a user node is a little flick of the switch on a user wallet. I mean, for them to forge or stake. And I'm like, this is genius. It's amazing. Like, this thing is so perfect. So, I have been a major proponent for Grape for a long time, so I'm very honored and very excited about this video. So basically, what I want to do first of all is talk about the history of Grape and the history of GRP. Obviously, a lot of you know, like I do. I mean, Grape was at or GRP was at nearly $1,000 per coin. It was absolutely amazing. It was phenomenal, and I believe we can get there so fast, and I'll explain why later. But um, basically, uh, we believe that there was two, and when I say we, I mean the company that founded Grape and myself. Um, we believe that there was two issues um, that really came in between us holding that valuation. And a big part of that was there was quite a few hacks, and unfortunately, a lot of them happened with trust wallets. And I love Trust Wallet. I don't think it had. I mean, I honestly think that it was just a coincidence that it was a Trust Wallet, but there were quite a number of Trust Wallet hacks, and those definitely, I believe, had a significant impact on the price because it was a lot that was taken and then liquidated immediately. Then there was an investment company that came in and got nearly a million coins. Um, and they were supposed to basically draw from those coins, and they didn't. And they ended up keeping those and liquidating a lot of them, and that was an issue. So I can't name the name of the company, but it definitely was a massive issue, and it won't be an issue going forward because we have a plan, and that's what I want to talk about next. So essentially, we plan on launching a GGT at 1 cent, and then we plan on launching GRP at $100 per coin. And do I think that they're going to stop at that? No. I think that once we enact our plan, the plan that we do have, I believe that they are going to absolutely explode. Um, that's part of what I'm here to explain, though. So, what do we have that nobody has outside of a blockchain that every single node adds 1,000 transactions per second, which is massive? What do we have besides that? Okay, so I spent the last nearly decade traveling from country to country with my team, working on government contracts for blockchain. And one of the things we were able to acquire that I'm personally bringing to the platform is a government contract and a government agreement, a preliminary government agreement for a free zone on the ocean with 50,000 acres of ocean front land um, that basically has the ability to for Grape as a whole to create a crypto AI centered version of Dubai. And honestly, I would say is a lot better location than Dubai. It's much closer to Europe. It's in a better location, in my opinion, um, and it's in a great spot. Um, so I believe with all my heart, this is where we take a turn in a fork, and we go from, obviously like what is now, the lower side of our history to absolutely all-time high and higher, and that is by getting this through. So we have everything that we need to basically sign the deal for this free trade zone, this free zone. We have the government system that will be run on Grape for this free trade zone, and we'll share all that information. We have a central bank digital currency system that will run the free trade zone area. We have all of that technology that will all run on Grape blockchain. So all of that will run on that, and we'll explain like what the use cases of GGT are, and what the use cases of GRP are, and everything. But like what I'm here to explain is the relaunch process. So basically, after this announcement, which I believe will be one of the biggest announcements in cryptocurrency, um, we will be working on liquidity. So how are we going to basically guarantee or work, basically be able to facilitate liquidity to hold a price like that, and then to grow that further? So that's what I'm here to talk about right now, and that is, the answer to that is we are going to be utilizing the first part of that land, like a lot of the oceanfront property, or at least $100 million of the first oceanfront property. We're going to be using the down payments of. We're going to be using the down payments of a large portion of the oceanfront property, which will equate to about $100 million. And that $100 million will go towards the liquidity of the first launches of GGT and GRP. So basically, what does that mean? That means that whenever we offer the land that we have, instead of having to put down a down payment, all you have to do is put down some liquidity for GGT or for GRP. So you don't have to lose your funds. You're just putting down liquidity, and that liquidity will be locked, but you'll be able to make money on it. So you're able to make money on that, and also you're able to gain access to a property, um, without having to pay much. So it works in both ways. So that, and there's a lot of coins that have used similar models, but just obviously not for like their own free zone. That's pretty unique, and that's why we believe that we can easily maintain the $100, per GRP, and then at least 1 cent for GGD. That's how we believe we can maintain it, and then also with the liquidity. But that is then basically after that we'll be launching those, and that I believe will go extremely well. Do I? I mean, like I said, I'm heavily invested into both project. Obviously, I mean, I am. Um, I want and see the best things for both, but I also know the competition extremely well because I'm a developer and that's what I do. And I believe that we have something that absolutely nobody has on the technical aspect. So I believe we don't even need necessarily the big use case, but I think it definitely doesn't hurt in that, us being that first government system, running that first central bank digital currency, in empowering that first crypto AI free zone, I think will be absolutely phenomenal. I think it will be something that nobody else can compete with, for a long time. And it took us literally, like I said, nearly a decade to actually get this deal knocked out. And people that, want to see what what we have. As we can definitely look at some NDAs and share some of this, but it's absolutely something that the marriage between these two, well, I guess technically three things: the government technology, Grape blockchain, and the free zone, I believe, can surpass pretty much anything and everything. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm so stinking excited, and that's why I am gonna be like absolutely pushing this with everything in me. So, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for everything that all for all of you that have waited, been patient. And I'm sorry that obviously it's been a while, but it's definitely going to be worth it. I can guarantee you. I mean, if you think about like where we're at right now, I mean, you like on the buy site right now, it's 90 cents a piece. I mean, even if we just get back to the $100, I mean, that's 100 times. And I mean, I would say like, most people probably bought a lot less than that. But guys, we are, if it's the death of me, I am going to get us back to that spot, and we are going to go further than we have ever gone, ever thought of going in the past. So, guys, just stay tuned. Every Thursday, I'm going to be putting out an AMA, so you can just keep track of those. You can put out all of your questions on the groups, and every Wednesday, we'll basically capture those on both the GRP and then the now current GGT group. And then I'll go ahead and do a video every week for those. But guys, stay tuned. We're going to relaunch this thing. I'm going to get the details out there. I'm also going to go over in the next videos the different use cases. But until then, stay tuned. Watch the Twitter, or watch the X, and all of our channels. All right. God bless.